Thank you, Mr. President. I was not going to rise on a point of personal privilege this morning until I heard the remarks from my friend, the senator from the 39th. I think it's important to make sure the record is clear on what has been happening in Washington with respect to Senator Warren being called down for violation of the United States Senate Rule 19. She was disparaging a sitting United States senator in the well of the Senate. Almost every deliberative body has a rule like this. We have a rule, 9-1.2, in our rules that make it very clear that if you are speaking in a way that creates disorder, if you're disparaging the conduct of another member, that you can be called down by the presiding officer. And not only that, but that you can be formally censured and punished. And so we need to be really clear on what was happening. Senator Warren was repeatedly calling into question the character of the Attorney General designate, Jeff Sessions. And the truth of the matter is, we are seeing a historic level of obstruction in giving the sitting President of the United States the cabinet that he has appointed. When President Obama took office, Republicans confirmed 6 of his cabinet nominees on Inauguration Day. For President Trump, it was 2. President Obama got 10 of his cabinet appointees confirmed in 10 days, in his first 10 days of office. And yet we're seeing historic procedures taken, 30-hour delays, all-night sessions, to do anything possible to obstruct the clear will of the duly elected President of the United States. And the smearing of people who are offered for public service that dates back to the unbelievable character assassination done against Judge Robert Bork back in the 1980s, something that was pioneered by Washington Democrats. It continues, but it continues at an unprecedented level. And so, you know, we ought to call for order, we ought to call for respect, and people shouldn't have to invoke rules like that. But when someone is so clearly impugning the conduct of a fellow member, someone who has an unblemished, decades-long record of good public service and of enforcing the laws with respect to equal justice under the law for everyone, it was entirely appropriate for the U.S. Senate to take that action. And I just wanted to make sure people understood what actually went on yesterday in the United States Senate. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the well.